In small communities across Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, in our rural communities across the United States, the number one avenue of human trafficking is what we have termed familial trafficking. What does that mean? That means they're being trafficked by somebody in their own family or somebody that they're very familiar with in their life. But to know that a mom or a dad or an uncle or an aunt or a brother and a sister could sell their own child, their own sister, their own niece or nephew is mind-blowing. But it's happening. It's happening in our state, in multiple communities, every single day.
A big part of the problem is that these traffickers are targeting at-risk kids. So maybe a child, a young girl, a young boy who hasn't found love at home or doesn't feel accepted or has never heard that they're beautiful or that someone is proud of them. These traffickers target those that are missing something in the core of who they are, and they find a way to meet that for a short time, and then they use it against them, and they have control of that child or that young person or adult.
We know that missing kids, runaway kids, are vulnerable kids. Statistics show us that a kid that's on the street, whether he's missing, whether he's run away or she's run away, if they've been on the streets within the first 48 hours, 85% of them will be approached by a pimp or a trafficker. And so we know that a missing kid, a kid on the streets, is a vulnerable kid.
I'm a mother of 3 girls. I have 4 kids, 3 of which are girls. And if it were my daughter who was being forced to do things against her will tonight, you can bet I would knock down every door and do everything possible. So we at the LifeGuard Group, that's how we go into every situation, is going to look for that person like it was our child.
You know, a parent's job is to protect their kid as best they can. Law enforcement, it's their job to protect a community. Well, we want to come alongside parents and law enforcement, hospitals, and whatever other agency that's there, and be an asset to them and help them. 3 years ago, almost 4, we ventured out and started the LifeGuard Group. And we wanted the LifeGuard Group, its first pillar of purpose to be respond.
So our main process, when we get a call, usually from a parent saying, hey, my daughter is missing, first thing we do is get our group together and we go search for that young girl, that young boy. If everything goes right, we find them. And at that point, we do a rescue. Then there's the restoration that happens. And that can be a short process, but usually it's a longer process. And it's just all the wounds, physically, emotionally, that have happened to these young people. They need to be healed.
The number one need that we have seen over the last several years, and the reason that a lot of them won't get out of the life when they're offered the chance, is because there's nowhere for them to go. So it's been a goal of ours to have a place that we could see women be restored and find that restoration. It was the craziest thing we've ever done, is to sign our name to a buy-sell 40 acres that we've termed Crooked Tree Ranch. You know, we're building the Life House, a place where women can come, they can be safe, they can heal, they can rest, they can be at peace with themselves, they can find themselves. Find the person that they've never met before. Find that person and relive and redream the dreams that they had when they were a little girl. Redream those dreams that said, you know, I want to be a fireman, I want to be an accountant, I want to be a lawyer. You can be anything you want to be. You can't get there until you have peace in here. And so that's what the Life House is going to do. It's just going to bring that peace.
This house will be a home, and the people who reside here will be a family. Of course, we'll have trauma counseling here at Crooked Tree Ranch. We will do equine therapy. We have art therapy. We have dance therapy. And for every girl, it will be different as well. There's those of us who love to garden. There's those of us who find just a healing and a calmness in taking a walk in nature. So hiking, we will just offer all of those things. We're not an institutional type of safe house. We're a home.
All the lies that were told to them before, that this is all you'll ever be, this is your place, this is what you were created for, so just shut your mouth and go along with it. I hope that those things can be pushed away and that hope can come back alive, and they can start to say things like, I hope this, I hope that, or I want to do this. That's my dream.
So often we're asked, what can we do to help? I just want to encourage everyone who has some time to volunteer. Anyone who puts any amount of work or time into this ranch, you are giving just as much as all of the rest of us. If you are great on the phone, volunteer for the human trafficking hotline here in Montana. We've had some people who have adopted rooms that the girls will stay in. If you have a pen in your hand and your checkbook handy, feel free to write us a check. We have so many financial obligations right now as we're getting ready to open our doors, and you can be a huge part in making that happen. You have something within you that you could use to change the life of a trafficking victim. So give us a call. We will make sure that we find a place for you in the LifeGuard Group.